What kind of person spends her life making videos that destroy the American family? This is one of the top 10 questions that I get online. I have a really funny story about how this all started. So, I'm Jenny. This is Life Take Two. And here's the origin story. 6 years ago, I was just your average Mormon stay at home mom. My son was just coming home from his mission. My youngest was about to get baptized. And then my whole world collapsed around me. And my return missionary husband abandoned our family for a whole bunch of girls he was cheating on. Go watch my videos. It was insane. The book's going to come out. It is so hard to write because there were so many of them. To say that I was absolutely shocked would be an understatement. I cannot put into words the absolute mindfuck that period of time was for me. And as I was going through this trauma, this betrayal, also a lot of abuse and relational things, at the same time, I would have unexpected but very obvious to me now financial problems, as I had always been a mom and never had a job. So I would lose my home, my car, my dog, my everything. I would lose everything. I still have not financially recovered. And I had this very uncomfortable moment of realization that the fairy tale that I had bought into, that goes something like this: fall in love, get married in the temple, make eternal covenants, have babies, do date night, keep yourself pretty, make the best food that you possibly can, and be there at his every beck and call, and all of the things. If you do all of that, then you will have happily ever after, and you'll never have an unexpected the end. But there I was after doing all the things that I thought I was supposed to do, and that chapter closed unexpectedly. So me and my kids literally became homeless. I slept in a car that I couldn't afford to put gas in, while the man I used to think was Prince Charming was making high six-figure income and dating the next ex-wife. Just to be clear, she is not his ex-wife yet. They're still, by all appearances, happily married. And as I was going through all of this, one question kept bouncing around in my angry, poverty-stricken, heartbroken brain. And that question was, why didn't anybody warn me that this could happen? Why didn't my mom, my grandma, my sisters, my neighbors, my young women's leaders, the bishop, the prophet, anybody, why didn't anybody tell me, hey, Jenny, this is a possible outcome of marriage? And as we began to file for divorce, and he hid all of the money, quit his job, we were renting a house, we didn't own our vehicles, we had nothing to divide, and I found myself at age 45 with nothing, with absolutely nothing, no job skills, 4 kids financially dependent on me. As that happened, I was pissed. So eventually a family member let me move into his abandoned guest house. And while I was critically ill and homebound, to entertain me, my kids put TikTok on my phone. Here's what I had planned to do with my TikTok. I was going to do trad wife stuff. It's like, well, I'm home all day. I can probably get up and get dressed and do my makeup and stand in front of a camera for 10 minutes a day to showcase recipes, do videos of handy tips of how best to organize your fridge and get your laundry fresh with organic homemade laundry supplies. I had a pretty little house, a cute little kitchen, this adorable family. In my head, I was picturing Ballerina Farm type of thing, which wouldn't be totally brand new for me, because in a former life, I was Ballerina Farm before Ballerina Farm was even a grown adult. My husband and I moved to the country, had the whole city slicker to farmer storyline, and became Mormon influencers before TikTok and other stuff existed. I had a blog, we had a radio show, which today would be called a podcast, and merch and products. I used my social media platform, which was called Dear Mrs. Green, which is ironic because I didn't even have my name in it. I just had my husband's name. I use my social media platform not only to teach childcare and natural remedies and home cooked recipes, but also to promote the Mormon gospel. Because at the end of the day, yes, I wanted to sell product, and yes, I wanted to have an impact in the world and help people return to healthy, wholesome family living. But my main purpose in life was to be a light on the hill for the Mormon God. And I took that job very seriously. Anytime I was getting on my radio show, I would always pray, help me to be an example to those around me that they will see my light and want to come on to Christ. So back to where we started. I find myself divorced. My kids put TikTok on my phone. I'm thinking of all the cute ways that I can incorporate my former Tradwife Mormony brand into this new app. Then one day I have a therapy session with my trauma and abuse therapist who is trying to heal me from the PTSD of 24 years of brutal domestic violence. As I was discussing my finances and how I didn't have money to buy groceries, he asked me something. He said, Jenny, I realize that you have a brain injury and that you have some health things that are keeping you home right now, but I don't understand why you've never had a job, why for 24 years, why at age 44, you've never worked. My therapist was never Mormon or evangelical. He's not from the South. So I spent my whole therapy session explaining to my therapist Tradwife life and all of the religious doctrines and cultural conditioning that led to me thinking that I wasn't supposed to have a job, that staying home and being a mommy was my destiny. And it was my destiny until it ended. When I got off the therapy session, I felt so enraged. All of a sudden, I started to process through why I had made every decision in my life that had led to right then when I couldn't buy groceries and my life was completely destroyed because my husband left me. I had seen a couple of ex-Mormons on TikTok talking about their experience, and I thought I should make a video. I went into the bathroom, put on some makeup, curled my hair, put on something other than pajamas, held my phone up, and my very first TikTok video was, want to know why I am unemployed and homeless? Because I was a Mormon stay-at-home mom. Here we are, 4 years later, doing articles, interviews, documentaries, books, and stuff all around the world as an advocate for women's rights and a voice of warning against the lifestyle that would destroy me and my children's lives. And yes, it does hit me every once in a while when I watch my videos back that I came here to do the Ballerina Farm Mormon Tradwife homesteading thing. And now in every way, I'm just the opposite. And I'm actually featured in articles globally as a literal oppositional voice to Ballerina Farm. And the truth is, I have Nara Smith's lasagna soup in the crock pot right now and a loaf of sourdough bread rising in the warming oven. But I also have my own bank account, my own last name, my own income, my own little bit of retirement, and a plan for unforeseen events.